On August 13th, 3 people were found dead in this house on Virginia Place in northeast Atlanta. They had all been shot in the head. One of the victims, Joseph Booth Jr., owned the house. Another, Sandra Smith, was his girlfriend. The third victim was a visitor, 18-year-old Suzette Schutz. The killer has not been found. There have been indications that Booth was involved in selling drugs, and the assumption is that the murders had something to do with that. At the time they died, this year's murder total in Atlanta had already passed last year's, and in the first 13 days of August, 14 people had been murdered. With the bodies and statistics piling up, the effect was almost numbing, and it may have been difficult for us to appreciate the loss behind the statistics. Difficult for us, but not for the families of the victims. For Sue Schutz's family and friends, her death was beyond belief. She had everything going for her. She was beautiful, a prize-winning photographer who had come to Atlanta to study art. She had a loving family and friends and all the potential in the world until someone decided that she had to die.
It's a great loss. The shock was terrible. My father, I'm sure you heard, ended up in the hospital for a period of time. My mother's holding up well, but it's like, it's a strain, it's a struggle. We're just taking it, you know, slowly, step by step, trying to get back into what we were doing. I don't know that anyone ever recovers from something like that. I know that people die, but I just can't understand how anyone could deliberately end somebody else's life, especially somebody that was uninvolved, that was so innocent and had so much to offer other people and didn't harm anyone and wasn't destructive and wasn't involved in anything destructive and wouldn't have hurt anyone. You know, I just can't understand how anyone could do that. It's unfair. Of course I will feel better that someone is, whoever was responsible is apprehended. Yes, I'd feel a lot better, but I don't think that is, obviously that's not going to bring it back. You know, what can I say? It's not going to prevent or help anything that's already occurred. In other words, it's too late to do anything about Susie. It's a little late, although I still would like to see someone apprehended.
Another sister, Janine, told me that she hopes people will realize that they cannot be as trusting as Sue was, because, she says, in Atlanta, people cannot be trusted. There was a tremendous outpouring of affection for Sue in her parents' hometown in Florida. Newspaper articles, letters, flowers. There was sympathy in Atlanta also.
And then I found out about the youngest girl, and that bothers me terribly.
Tomorrow, the effect of the triple murder on the neighbors. For segment 2, Paul Miller, Action News.